Next. Right, tell me why you two aren't speaking to each other. This is a result of too many nights on the lash. We've got to get to the bottom of why you keep producing these babies. If you carry on like this, I'm going to have to stop your benefits. So where's this pain that you've been feeling? I can't give you DNA tests. You'll have to see Jeremy Kyle for that. I don't want to alarm you, but that pain that you've had in your behind, actually a baby. We'll have that out in no time. You can have to live for baby bio and no water for the next 2 weeks. You shouldn't have even been drinking in your condition. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back today with another plant rescue video for you, and today I'm going to show you how you can make succulent babies from any succulents that you may have around your home already. Now, I didn't realise that this was a thing. I was doing a little bit of research on how to look after my succulents that had got a little bit scraggly, and it turns out that it's very, very easy to propagate them.
Propagate. Propagation.
We're going to breed specimens of a plant by natural processes from the parent stock. Ooh. When I discovered that you could do this, I was honestly so excited, because the idea of making loads more succulents from the succulents that you already got in your home, I think is brilliant, and it's going to be free. So stick around, because I'm going to show you the 3 main ways on how to do it, and then what I thought we'd do is come back in a few weeks' time to see how they've all got on. Okay, starting off with this one, you can see it's grown really long, and that's because it wasn't getting enough light, so it's been stretching out for its daylight, and the leaves are all very spread out now, and we have the little head here, which is in good shape. So as I mentioned, there's 2 main ways to propagate a succulent, and the first one is going to be to remove the leaves, so that's the one I'm going to show you now. So we're literally just going to go all the way along and remove each of the leaves. Now, if you had a smaller one that was shorter and it was in better condition, you could just take a few leaves from the base, but because this one's so spread out, I'm going to take away all of these, because hopefully they will all produce a new baby succulent. So we're going to start off by just very gently rocking these back and forth, and they will eventually, you'll hear a little click, and it's going to be off like that. And what I'm going to do is just lay them. I've got a piece of Tupperware with some brown paper on it. You could use any kitchen mold or anything on there, it's just something that's slightly absorbent. And we're going to put these on here to dry out. So we're going to carry on along here. So again, just rocking back and forth. You don't want to rip it. It needs to stay intact on there. So you just got to be really gentle when you do this and quite patient. It's going to take a while to get it off without ripping, but it will just pop off eventually. And you can see that that's a nice clean break there. So there's no stringy bits where it's ripped off any of the stem. It's completely clean where it's broken. And don't touch it either, because we don't want it to get infected. So I'm just gently rocking it back and forth. And there it goes. Pop. This has got a tiny bit, yeah. Oh, that came off a bit easier. Pop, pop. It's going to be worth taking your time with this, because as I say, if you rip them or damage them, they're not going to do so well. So this bit here is going to scab over and form a callus, and then that's where the roots will actually start forming from, and eventually the new baby will grow here. So you'll get a new baby one looking a bit like this, that will be growing here with the roots below, and then eventually this original leaf will shrivel up and die, and you'll be left with a new one like that. How cool is that? Oh. Sometimes they just click off straight away. This one's not looking too great, but I'm going to do it anyway as an experiment. You never know, it might be all right. So now we're left with the head, and that's in pretty good condition. I've taken any of the larger leaves off right the way up. There was one about here which I've removed as well, because I thought that would get in the way. And what we've been left with now is a nice long stem. And then what we want to do on this is go a little way down from it. You don't need to go too far down. And we're going to make a clean cut in this, so this is going to re-root itself. So I've got a brand new pair of scissors, so they're nice and clean. If you are using an old blade, I recommend that you sterilise it first, so we don't give any infection to the plant. And we're just going to cut straight the way through. I think you want to go at least 2 below where the leaves would have been, so I can see on here there's little marks where the leaves were previously. So I'm going to take it just above the 3rd one. And we just want to make this a nice clean cut, so straight the way through there. And just go for it. Aha. Seems crazy, I know, because that's what we're left with. We'll do the same with this one, although some of these leaves are looking a bit worse for wear. But look how many, just from that one plant, we've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 succulents that could make, and we've got the original one here as well, so 15 in total. We're going to leave them for 2 or 3 days in indirect sunlight, and we're going to just wait for these bits to callus over. They should go a bit hard and slightly change colour. And once that's happened, we're going to lay them out just like this, but on top of some cacti and succulent mix. And what will happen then is we're just going to lightly spray them with water every day or so to keep the top moist, and hopefully they will start to root. This one here as well, I'm just going to let that callus over, and then as soon as that starts to root, I'll be repotting that one too. So this one here is slightly different in that I've already spotted a baby in there, which is separate. So I'm going to remove this one very carefully. So I think the best way to do it is probably going to be to take the pot out. Yeah, let's get that up. I'm just going to very carefully pinch around that and try and get hold of that as a separate thing without... now what I can feel in there is it is connected. Let's have a little dig about and very carefully remove some of this soil. And I think what we're going to see now is very, very tricky. You need to be gentle. Push some of that away. So it's got a stem growing from the main plant there. So all we're going to do is get our scissors and get them right in there and cut that one off. But we need to be very careful not to damage it or the original plant. So if you get a good sharp pair of pointy ones like this and get right in as close as you can and cut. Done. You might not want to let it drop like I just did. So there we have another one for the collection. So this one is going off to sunbathe with the others, but not in direct sunlight, remember. This one's actually got a couple of roots already popping out of it, so that should do really well, I think. And then while we've got this one out of the pot, we might as well take a few leaves from this one to make some more. So you can now expose these ones and do the same technique, so just rocking them back and forth. And you can get in and pinch it a bit and it will just come away eventually, just take your time. And this is a good technique just to even them up a bit, because you will sometimes get, some of these leaves are slightly damaged, as you can see. So I'm going to get rid of those. I will try and propagate these as well to see how they get on. Let's take a couple more. Let's take that one. You do kind of need to pull gently as well as rocking it. And the noise you're listening out for is a little click. The closer you can get your fingers in as well to where you're removing it from, the better, because that's going to prevent tearing. Then we'll just put this one very carefully back in its pot. You might notice that I'm doing this on a tray because it is always quite messy. So that one's looking a lot tidier now, and it no longer has the baby poking out from behind, so it's no longer in pain. And from this one, we should have 4, 5. So that's it for now. We'll be coming back in a few weeks' time to see how they've got on. So make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful or inspiring. And feel free to leave any comments or questions below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.